It's day 81. I don't really have much to talk about today. Work was work. Um, yeah, my mood this week seems to be really like motivation at an ultimate low. Just feeling like I am just getting through the days at the moment. And I know obviously it's, yeah, I didn't sleep too great. I woke up really silly o'clock early, tossed and turned, couldn't get back to sleep. And then last time I looked at my clock, it was like just under an hour before I'd normally get up and get ready for work. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to lay back down again. And I laid back and got so comfortable. And I managed to doze back off and woke up a minute before my alarm was going to go off, which was quite good. Well, it wasn't, because I was still really comfortable and I could have just closed my eyes and gone back to sleep. So I am hoping that after I've done this, I am just going to switch off all my electronics. I've told everyone that I'm talking to that I've said goodnight to them already, and I am going to just chill out. I woke up this morning to a lovely message from a friend. Something I made them. They've asked if I can make them some more stuff. So I have explained to them I will have to do it from next week, because tomorrow is full moon and it's tattoo day, and it is probably one of the most meaningful tattoos that I will have ever gotten. This one and the one on Halloween have such immense meaning to me. And to get it symbolized on a full moon, it wasn't planned that way. It was just last Thursday was free, tomorrow was free, and Halloween falls on a Thursday. So every Thursday, three out of 4 Thursdays this month, I'm getting a tattoo. I have also booked one in for Friday the 13th of December, so that's good. Yeah, so I've got that tomorrow, Friday, working, and then I've got to take Emmy in for a mini, I can't call it a mini service, it's like a 10-point check. So they'll do all the lights, the tyres, the windscreens, the fluids, just make sure that she's okay. So that means she's then just got to sit and stew until my lessons start at the beginning of November. Saturday, still not sure if my friend's down. I spoke to her today, or we voice noted each other today, and she's still feeling a little, she started to feel a little bit poorly today. So I hope that it's just the magnetic pull of the super moon in Aries, which is me, is just messing with her energy, and that, you know, after tonight, tomorrow and Friday, a couple of nights sleep, hopefully she's feeling better. But she's just going through a tough time. So I'm sending lots of good energy and happy energy and love and joy and everything to her, and hope that her and her little sausage are okay. What else? I have I'm gonna see what I think, did I screenshot something? I think I did, but then I moved all my stuff around. Screenshot, yeah, I moved it all around. Let me just check. I started chatting to someone on my dating app, and they were really nice, but then as soon as it starts getting a little bit too cheeky, I'm just like, I sent them a message saying, I don't think I'm what you're looking for, good luck. And then someone else started chatting to them, and there's been a little bit of bants, but it's been very, like, yeah, it's been, the conversation is kind of, it's been light-hearted and fun, but not, no innuendos and stuff like that. So yeah, as kind of, it's gonna be nice to see where that goes. They know I'm not looking for anything, so let's have a look. So I think I did like some stuff today, because I have been on my phone. because I took my lunch break again today, and I just literally sit here for half an hour just like, hate it. But anyway, oh, volume up. That is it the 16th today? I think it is, isn't it? Let's have a look. It is the 16th day. I'm going to use this quote because I actually quite like this quote. And this is something that I think I'm going to put into my learning. I'm going to combine my quote with my learning. And the quote is, it's actually healthy when people dislike you. That means you're not a people pleaser and you have boundaries. A lot of your problems come from not putting people in their place the first time they try you. Be careful what you tolerate. You're teaching people how to treat you. I know that I am very bad at setting boundaries. It was one of the things that my mentor used to say to me, and it was one of the things that she basically taught me what a healthy boundary is. Like our relationship with her as my mentor was probably the most respectful and understanding, and I learned so much from having her as a mentor. And so many things, it's quite funny, like I haven't spoke to her in ages, and one of the things I used to say was when I would come into a situation to do something, and I'd get her voice in the back of my head, like saying, are you sure you want to do that? Have you done this? Have you done that? And I remember when we'd have our catch-up mentoring sessions, and she'd be like, how's your week been and stuff? And I was like, I'm really proud of myself. I got into this situation. I said, and then your voice popped into my head and blah, 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 and said blah, blah, blah. And I did this, and I'm really proud of myself because it worked out really well. And she always used to say to me, Stacey, don't ever say that out loud, like that you hear voices in your head. And I was just like, but I do have like this commentary in my head consistently all day, every day. It's either my voice or my mum's voice, or voice, like the real negative voice is people in my life that have hurt me. Like I have my mentor's voice. There are occasions when I see something, if I'm out in public and I see something and it's really funny and I'm laughing to myself, I hear my dad's laughter, because my dad had such an infectious laugh. And it's not, I'm not schizophrenic, it's just I have with ADHD and OCD. OCD, people think it's to do with kind of being neat and tidy and stuff like that. The most extreme spectrum of OCD doesn't actually have anything to do with your behaviors, although it is obsessive compulsive OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. So yeah, it's not anything to do with behaviors. Behaviors are often the result of having a obsessive compulsive disorder, so obsessively doing something. And for me, it is, I have like visual stimulation of things. So like I'll be walking down the road and I'll see a car go whizzing past me really fast, and in a split of a second I'll see that car like maybe get into an accident, or if someone trips in front of me, instead of it just being them tripping, in my mind for that split second I'll see them fall over, and I get this instant like panic, like, oh my god, I need to help them. And it's never it's always kind of negative things, and this can happen like 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 times a day. It depends how sort of activated my OCD is on that day. Like at my absolute extreme, I do start getting my little triggers, which is kind of needing to check plug sockets and things like that. But I haven't had that for so long. And now I know what the visual things are. I kind of like control them through my own kind of like thought process and stuff like that. So yeah, the thoughts that I hear, are also linked to OCD, and also ADHD is kind of like when I need to concentrate, I play noise. So like I will have certain apps that play certain noises, and having that kind of like having a high pitched like noise, like a beep, actually stops, like if my mind is kind of like going, have you done everything, have you do this, blah, blah. Like if my mind is constantly ruminating over stuff, if I just play that sound, that high pitched sound, my mind instantly just goes quiet. It's unreal. I mean, it's fascinating how the brain works and how the mind works and how my mind has adapted itself to all the kind of things that it's been through. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, for anyone watching, I didn't want you to, like, I'm not schizophrenic. The hearing, obviously mentioned about hearing voices and stuff. No, it's just a running commentary, which genuinely, hand on heart, I thought everyone had that. I thought everyone had a voice kind of guiding them. Like when I go into a shop and I pick something up to buy and I'm like, shall I buy this? And then it's like, yeah, if you buy this, then you're going to have this and that. And well, if you don't buy it, you might not see it again. And it's on sale. So like this commentary that I have in my head, I learned recently that not everyone has that. That absolutely blew my mind, because I'm like, what would I do if I didn't have that commentary? Like, that's how I make decisions. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, my learning is that one of the things I have realized is, and that I'm starting to learn, and I talked about it before, is that I have been a people pleaser my whole life, and I need to set boundaries. And I know in my last relationship I didn't set boundaries early on, and then when I tried to stipulate those boundaries and put them up later on in the relationship, that's when all the trouble started. And I know that that was my fault, and I know that that's something I've learned and taken away from that. And I've realized that my fear of setting a boundary and losing that person, you're going to lose them anyway. So just set the boundary up at the beginning and lose them before you're 7 months deep into a relationship with a ring on your finger, expecting to spend the rest of your life with them. So absolutely, that post, when I saw it for today with the full moon tomorrow, because the full moon tomorrow is kind of like shedding the last of everything that it no longer serves your life, and opening your life for more positive, a greater love and things like that to come in. So seeing that post today was just like, yes, I need to do that. I need to be happy that not everyone is going to like me. There are some people in my life that I wouldn't say I hate. I think hate is a very, very strong and destructive word. There are certain people that I don't click with, I don't understand. We maybe have very different values or beliefs, so I kind of find it hard to have a connection with them. I still love them, and wish them well and happiness and joy and stuff. Like I said, I don't hate anyone, but there are people that I would choose not to be with given the choice. And if I'm allowed to feel that way, then they're also allowed to feel that way about me. Them not liking me doesn't mean that I'm not a likable person. It just means that we don't have different values and beliefs. And this is something I'm learning. I've always thought that you have to people please and everyone has to like you because it means you're a good person and you're doing everything right. But that's actually not right. You have to be authentic to you and yourself. And if you truly stick to your core, the core essence of who you are, live with authenticity, with your values and your beliefs at the forefront of everything you do, then there are going to be people that don't like you, the same as there were values and beliefs within my last relationship that I genuinely didn't believe, I didn't agree with, but I was willing to kind of like, okay, we'll compromise, we'll see how this goes. No, I should have just opened my eyes at the beginning and gone, I'm never going to be compatible on this belief or this value. Like, it is ridiculous for me to even consider it. But I was so stuck in things and so afraid to lose them because I'd instantly felt that sheer, that it's the first time in my life I'd ever experienced like, love at first sight type of thing. I knew instantly when I started talking to them. I was like, oh my God, this is my one. And it's weird because I started talking to them online and didn't meet them for a few months, and it wasn't until we kind of physically met that I was like, oh my God, yes, this is. But so it was, yeah, there was no sort of physical thing, and that's how I kind of like, I knew that it was something that I'd never experienced before, and it was something special. And it would never not be, even though it didn't work out. Of course it was something special. It's such a significant part of my life. Like, I would not be on this healing journey heading, I was going to say powering, steaming towards my goals, but I talked a couple of days ago how I feel I'm going at a snail's pace. It's crazy how today I feel like I'm charging towards them, but 2 days ago I felt like I was sat around doing nothing. This is all part of my learning and my journey, and in kind of discovering how my brain works. And on the days that I feel like things are going slow, there's going to be a day where it feels like it's going really fast and I kind of want everything to slow down. But yeah, so that's my learning. You're not going to be loved and liked by everyone. It doesn't mean that you're not lovable or likable. It just means that you have difference of opinions, values and beliefs, and it means that you are being authentically yourself and that you are not a people pleaser. You are doing things because it is true to you and what you love and believe, and those that don't fit into that, then you have to accept that there are going to be people that you love within that bracket that are going to fall away from your life. That's your learning. And to set boundaries early on, because it says be careful what you tolerate. You're teaching people how to treat you, so put them in place the first time people try you. That's what I need to do. I need to not kind of, you know, keep all my boundaries down and go, oh, let's test the water. No, I need to go into new connections, friendships and stuff. And I actually tolerate, I actually done that today with this person that I was speaking to, because I did really get on. I felt a bit of a spark with them, and I was just kind of like, they're funny, you know, they've entertained me. But as soon as they started saying things that I was like, I'd already said to them, I'm not ready for this. The fact that they'd said it a couple of times after I'd said, look, a joke, it's quite funny, but just to let you know, I'm really not into that side of things. And they carried on. So I chose to just say, look, I really don't think we're looking for the right thing. Thanks for messaging, but you know, good luck. I don't think we're you know, don't think there's any point carrying on. So yeah, I can do it. And although my mind is instantly going, oh my God, what if you've turned away someone that's actually just really shy and that's how they communicate and blah, blah, blah. No, this is what you do, Stacey. You try and make excuses for all the little flags that come up that you go, well, maybe that's this way of thinking. Maybe that's that. You have to put yourself first. If you are seeing little indications of things that don't fit right, that your intuition doesn't feel that they're right, they don't, you've asked someone to do something and they continually go against what you've asked them to do, you have to respectfully say thanks, but no thanks. You've got to stop thinking about the what ifs. I know in your mind you're kind of like, it's always better to, you know, to do something and then, you know, you don't ever regret the what ifs. That is part of it. That what you've just experienced with that person was an opportunity to, you put in place a boundary. They overstepped that boundary twice. No matter what the connection is, that person is screaming at the top of their voice that they are not meant to be for you. Because if they were, they would have respected what you asked them the first time. Maybe slip up, you know, later down the line, but to do it 2 times consistently after you've specifically said, please don't do this, that's what's called a red flag, Stacey. Stop fucking ignoring them. Stop. Doesn't matter. That's what a red flag is. That is, stop thinking you need to give people multiple chances and get your fucking sensible head on, girl. Like, start looking after you. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh, God. Why am I such a fucking slow learner? But anyway, so that's my learning. I am happy that tomorrow is full moon and it is a really, really significant tattoo I'm getting. Like, this is something I've thought about getting probably from when I got my first tattoo, which was probably the second time I tried to do anything really silly. That's when I was like, when I first did something silly, it was the first time I ended up in hospital. And I remember when I came out and I was like, oh no, I don't want to do that again. I'm gonna get, you know, something to remind me not to do that again. And I thought about it. And it wasn't until like the 90s, I think it was 96, when I had the worst, another real epic crash in my mental health. And I was like, I gotta get something on my to again to remember what I'd come through, and it's gone in and out of my thoughts, and it's because it's so important and significant. I wanted to make sure that it was exactly what I wanted. And like I said, I've got Katie, who's just done my both my calves. Her work is phenomenal. Like she's doing my knees tomorrow, and then on Halloween I've got a full day session booked in, and she's doing my whole thigh, and that's the second part of my meaningful tattoo. So yeah, to have them done by Katie, who is an absolute, yeah, her work is just, oh, I'm so excited. It's always nerve-wracking because obviously they don't show you the designs before, but I sent her all the like reference photos, and I sent her all the stuff that I'd drawn and everything. So yeah, I'm kind of like, you know, it's more sort of a little bit of anticipation going and kind of, you know, seeing the design for the first time tomorrow. So that's going to be exciting. So that's what I'm happy about. I am grateful for, let's have a think. I am grateful. Oh, what was it? I had something. What did I? Oh, who was it? Who was it? Who was it? There was someone, and I can't remember who it was now. No, it's gone. I am going to say that I am grateful for let's have a think. Do you know what? I am grateful for someone who has, for the last couple of mornings, really helped. Like, I've kind of got up in the morning, and like straight away they've sent a message saying, you know, morning, have a good day. Like, just sent really lovely messages, and they, you know, they try and comment on well, they have commented on quite a lot of videos, and it's crazy how a stranger, because that's essentially, you know, obviously we talked a little bit, so I wouldn't say they're a complete stranger, but you know, they know very well, they probably know quite a lot about me because they maybe watch some of my videos, but I know, you know, very little about them. But their words of encouragement and their explanation about why they do what they do has really kind of like made me pause a few times and go, I really need to do this, because like I've always wanted to help people and support people, and I've been through so many things in my life, and I've managed to kind of claw my way out of it. And there's been so many times when I've been like, I'd love to be able to help people going through the same heartbreak, trauma, physical abuse, mental abuse, financial abuse, you know, with friends, with family, with partners. Like I've been through pretty much everything, and I wouldn't say I'm an expert in any way, but I have managed to get through all of that and still remain like what I would consider a soft, kind, caring, thoughtful, considerate person. And I would love to be able to kind of like help people that maybe go through that and, you know, are harboring anger or resentment or pain or frustration, and to kind of like try and teach them how important it is to release all those things, not for the other person, but for yourself. Like, don't hold, it's like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. You have to release all the negative attachments you have to the bad things that happen to you, and you need to replace them with love and positivity, because you're doing that for you. You're not doing that for the person. It doesn't mean that you have to forgive them or anything. It just means you have to forgive yourself and forgive them, because hurt people hurt people. You know, there are genuinely some real shitty people just out in the world that enjoy going around hurting people, but the majority of people that hurt people are going through shit themselves. So why keep that chain going? Why not release them, send them, you know, say goodbye to them with love and compassion, and hope that they get the help and support that they need, and then in turn release that from yourself. And I'm like, I'd love to be a life coach to help people through that, even just being someone that they can talk to or something like that. And I've always thought, oh, I got mental health issues. I've been through all this shit myself. Like some days I'm laughing, some days I'm crying. I'm by no means a life coach for anyone. But some of the stuff that they've said, and they've been like, I've been through something similar. I've been through something similar. And I'm like, do you know what? Maybe I am. Maybe the best person to speak to is someone that's been through it, not someone that's got all the degrees and you know, read all the books and does all the things that they're supposed to. Someone that's actually been through it, that's felt it, that has experienced it. You know, maybe that there is something out there that I can do in that capacity. So yeah, they motivate me and inspire me to keep that tiny little dream of doing that alive in the back of my head, and I am so grateful for them. So thank you so much. That's it. I am going to get this uploaded and just relax for the evening. I've had some nice dinner. I've got some food for the morning because obviously I want to get up and get a nice breakfast. I'll be leaving here probably about 10 o'clock. So I get a tiny little bit of a lay-in because I want to get up, get showered, get fed, relax for a little bit and then head out and head over. So yeah. Let's see how tomorrow goes. I'm excited. I am excited, and I'm anxious and I'm nervous, but I watched a YouTube video about I follow a couple of mock driving lesson channels, and the girl she'd gone on and she'd basically said to this person whose YouTube channel it is, that her last driving the last person who did the driving test with her that she didn't pass basically said, turn your nerves into excitement. And you know, fear and excitement feel exactly the same. It's just your mind programming it. So what I'm trying to do is when I feel anxiety, I'm trying to change it to, you know, excitement. There's obviously, you know, your fight or flight mode is engaged for things. There's going to be times when I feel anxious, and that's the right emotion to feel, and that is a warning that my intuitions may be sparked and I need to do something. But in situations where I can use my logic and go, there is no reason to fear this situation or to be anxious, to try and change how I'm thinking about it and turn it to excitement. So that's what I'm going to try and do, like my little bit of excitement about, oh, I don't know what the design's going to be like, and just go, how exciting that I get the opportunity to see the design for real for the first time tomorrow. So that's going to be kind of how I'm going to spend the rest of my evenings thinking about that. But yeah, Stacey, you have, yeah, it's been another interesting day at work. You had your one-to-one and obviously had to talk about some stuff that happened with occupational health. And as mentioned in the report, it drains you when you talk about your mental health all the time. Like, I love doing this journal because it's freedom and I get to say what I want. I don't have to think about it. When you're saying it in a work capacity, you know, you do get really anxious because you don't want them to know too much, but you don't want them to know not enough, but you want them to know enough to understand, but you don't want them to think about you differently. So it's really you do struggle talking about things in that capacity because you don't want to change people's opinions of you, but you've got to learn. What people think of you is none of your business. Just live authentically, be kind, compassionate, loving, caring, thoughtful, generous, humble, which is weird saying that at the end of saying that I'm all those things, like, but this journal is for me to talk to myself like my own best friend. No one else. Anyone else that watches, I hope it inspires you to do the same, because for so many years I have talked down to myself. I have dismissed my feelings. I have looked in the mirror and hated myself with a passion. I have always talked bad about myself. I have always talked negatively. I have never supported myself, my goals, my dreams, my aspirations. And I've always kind of, you know, seeked outside, you know, what's the word? Reassurances that I'm doing the right thing. No, Stacey, you are your own best friend. You come first in your life. If you are not first in your life, then you can't be whole and full and complete. And therefore, if you're not, you can't be a good person to other people. So I know it's tough. I know you struggle with feeling like it's selfish, and you struggle, as easy as it may look for me to say these things. Sometimes I finish my journal and I just cry, because I'm like, I'm telling myself that I love myself every day and that I'm proud of myself. And there are some days that no one says that to me. There's been periods of my life where there's been years where no one has said that to me, not even myself. And to have spent 81 days telling myself that I'm proud of myself and that I love you and that you're doing all right is it's harder than it looks. Like, anyone watching this video, if you are struggling with any self-esteem, self-worth, with feeling worthy or anything like that, just do it. You don't have to post it on YouTube. Just do it and then watch it back. And it's such an eye-opening experience. Like, the first time I did it, I absolutely sobbed, because looking at myself and hearing the words said back to me, I genuinely did feel like it was a friend saying it to me. Like, and it's getting to the stage now where it's getting a little bit easier to say. It's by no means just because I say it every time there are some days I believe it fully, and there are some days that I don't believe it at all. I'm still a work in progress, and I don't ever want to not be a work in progress. The day you stop learning is the day your life ends, because you should never ever feel like you've learned everything there is to learn in life, because there is always going to be something that you don't know. There's always going to be something that someone can teach you and tell you. And how amazing to always go through life with that expectation that every day you can learn something new, whether it be about yourself, about a place, about a person, just something. It's impossible for you to know everything and to get to a stage in your life where you're like, I don't need to know anything else. That's the day that your life stops. You may still be alive, but that's the day you stop living. Living is learning, growing, being the best you can be. And yeah, I know some days you struggle, Stace. I know some days are easier than others, and you have to look back on videos sometimes to remember how you got through some of the bad days. And, you know, watching back some of the good days makes you smile again and realise that it's just a day. Just get through today. You never know what tomorrow holds. And just you're always so grateful now that you wake up and get to do stuff for another day. And I trust you and I believe you, and I know you've got what it takes to make all your dreams come true, because there was a day where, as a kid, you dreamed about being in a rainforest, helping animals. And what did you do 2 years ago? You went and spent 7 months in Brazil, in the Atlantic rainforest. You never gave up on that dream. You made a decision and said, I'm going to do this. And within a year, you were there. Like, your dreams are achievable. Everything you want to do is something that someone else has already done. Like, you're not saying you want to fly to the moon. You're saying you want to live in a school bus, and you want to travel America, and these are all achievable things. You have to just, with every ounce of your being, believe that you can achieve these things, because you know deep down that there is nothing that anyone can put in front of you that you can't do. And you trip up a few times, and you let people, or you allow yourself to let people think that you can't, but you know you can. And I'm so proud of you for fiercely running towards your goals And although it sometimes feels like you're running through porridge, you're getting there. Like a million little steps is going to be one massive leap in the right direction. So just keep going. I love you. I'm proud of you. You're beautiful. Keep smiling. Even on the bad days, you know you've read the books. When you're feeling down, just force that smile, because your brain doesn't know otherwise. Go for a walk. Smile at other people. You hate it when people give you grumpy faces when you're out walking. You know when you're feeling really low, go out, walk, because you know as soon as you make eye contact with someone, you will smile at them. And that smile is 9 times, well, I'd say probably 7 times out of 10 is reciprocated. And that one little smile back is all you need to fuel you for the rest of the day and to change your mood. So just keep doing that. Keep being you. Keep staying strong. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take it easy. I love you. And always keep your sparkle. Keep what makes you you. And always stay kooky.